Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my garden. Well, it's that time of year that we know is coming, but we got to live with it as gardeners, right? And so today I thought I would share with you the whole thought around putting your garden to bed. And we got our first frost this past Sunday, so it's been what, 5 or 6 days. I got what I could off of the plants because sometimes when the stalk of it dies, and I'm going to take you through the garden and show you that you can still get some things, like I got some marigolds off so I could make a marigold wreath and some things that I wanted to do. But this is it. This is a part of gardening that is the hardest to do. You've worked all spring and summer long to bring this beautiful garden to life, and then in one split second, it seems, it's history. So let me go ahead and take you through the garden, and then I'll show you. Ed's got some leaf gathering to do. Ed? Oh yeah, and I will take you around. First, I'll take you around the garden just to see what damage. If you've never seen frost happen before, and if you haven't, you're a very lucky person. But I'm going to take you through that, and then you'll just see different shots of us throughout the day today. Because this tree right up here, Ed, could you show this? Is about to just let loose of all of its leaves. And if I can have the garden composted and ready to go when it does that, those leaves can just come on top of it. So I've got some work to do. So let me first show you around the garden. All right, let's grow. All right, so let's just take a walk around, see what's happening or not happening. Now, the lettuce bed is still doing beautiful. It is a cold weather crop, and the kale, the Swiss chard, all of that did not get hit by the frost. So that is the good news. And even some things here in my herb bed, the sweet peas, sadly, got hit. My oregano is still going. Even the tarragon seems to do pretty good. So this bed, but look at my beautiful pineapple sage. Not so great. There's a little bit, and that's the other thing too. At this point of putting your garden to bed is, what can you forage that is still okay? So I'm going to be doing that today. I actually just got some peppers off of the pepper plants over there. I'll show you those in a minute. But yeah, and there's some flowers even that are still, these ranunculus are still going strong. And but some not so much. So I'll clip back what I can because I do like to keep some life. But zinnias, oh my goodness, this is why I like to pull flowers. And some people say, just leave them, leave the garden, and different animals can come and here's the reason I don't. One is it makes me sick to my stomach, to tell you the truth, to see my zinnias dead, because I love them. I love everything in the garden so much. The other reason I don't like to do that is, like, look at these straw flowers. This is a really good example. Look at how many seeds are right there that will be all over this garden if I don't get these up. And I love straw flowers. I just don't necessarily want them all over my garden. Let's see, this area back here is still pretty, it's interesting. Frost is such a cool thing. I mean, it's beautiful in itself when you see the frost, but you know what it's going to do. So that kind of takes some of the beauty out of it as a gardener. But I'm going to really come in here and clip stuff back. I can see my Shasta daisies are wanting to come back, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to cut back my butterfly bush. I really like to have clean beds again, and I've shared this before, because right up there in that, oops, let me get it here, that window is our kitchen window, which looks out over the garden, and I just don't want to look at dead things all winter. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I've gotten most of my tomato plants up and in the compost, and my basil, all of that has gone, but I just have to go through and just clip everything back, put compost, and that's really pulling it to bed. Look at my beautiful cosmos. Put a picture here of what it looked like just last Saturday. And now it's just looking like this. And this is another one. Well, I look forward to some of the seeds that it will leave. If you look at this, this is one flower bud that probably has, let's see if I get that to focus in, probably 20 seeds in it. Same with these orange ones that were just so gorge when they were in bloom, that they just have, look at the seeds. Let me get this back. Now if you want something all over your garden, and I know gardeners who do, there it is. Look at that. That is all individual seeds that you see right there. And then look at, hey Lou, you know, this uh, flower right here, which just went out of my head as it does, it is still blooming. You just don't know. I have, oh, it's just, and that's what I want to get through today too. Some of my potted stuff, these impatiens that were so glorious, are now just dead, and I want to get them cleaned up and get the pots in the barn too, just to, before it gets cold. Next week we have been told that we're going to get like, and some of the nasturtiums got the frost, some did not. The tomato plants I've already pulled out of here. And then funny as it is, look at these zinnias. They have the Persian carpet zinnias. They have, there was a whole bunch of them here, but these, for whatever reason, survived the frost. They must have been protected by the others. Got another tomato plant I need to pull out here. And yeah, just things I did pull. This bed was full of zinnias that were all dead, and I went ahead and pulled them. I've got mint over here that still is kind of holding on, so I might be able to forage something out of it. I mean, there's some that I can see are dead, and then there's some that um, are still doing really well. So I will get those because those are great for mint tea or just having mint, dried mint around. Now, as I walk back over towards the garden this way, the main garden area, you can see there's actually some snapdragons that, and I think the protection of the tree kept them because it was just a light frost. But for some, like the zinnias and, holy moly, let me share this with you. The marigolds, look at these guys. Oh, so sad. Um, they are done, but over here, the heucheras are doing great. I think they kind of thrive on it. So I will get this all composted down, cut back where I need to, and then get the compost down. Because again, this tree is just going to dump, and it will be a nice mulch over the top of the compost. So this is a big project for me today. I still have some kale over here and here. But here's the saddest tale of all, right, Luna? Oh, is my my artichoke. This is why we're in zone 6A. I wish we were in like 8. So I don't know. Maybe that's in our future. But I got this far with my artichoke. It was just getting ready to bloom. And you can see from it that it's been hit with the frost. I may take them off and just make them kind of an arrangement by themselves. I don't know. I have to think about that one as I bring things indoors today. But it's done. It's not going to bloom. It doesn't have enough strength inside of it to bloom. Yeah, so all these guys need to be cut back. Lots of work to be done today. My snippers are going to be put to work big time. And then some things, like there's a lot of sunflower stalks. I want to go ahead and get those pulled out because once they get frozen in there, I don't want to look at dead sunflower stalks all. And that's the reason why, like, again, we're supposed to get very low temperatures, morning temperatures next week. And I just, we'll get that hard freeze, and then it's very hard. All these, the perennials in the beds will get cut back. The annuals will be pulled by the roots, and they're very hard to be pulled if the ground is frozen, of course. My pink flamingos, they need to go into the barn for the winter. Many things like that, because I have a lot of little treasures around my garden, and I'd much rather do it now than do it when it's cold, because it's actually a lovely day. I think it's about 50 degrees. Pretty blue sky. But here's my peppers I just went through this morning and got about 10. They're little peppers, but they're only about that big. But I'm making some green tomato enchilada sauce that I'm going to freeze, and I needed some more peppers, so that works out great. Look at the calendula. The calendula is not even phased in the slightest. Either is the barrage, but then there's others that, oh my gosh, look at this. I didn't even see this. I forget what this is called, but look at this little guy came just blooming as beautiful as it could be. So yeah, other things, and this cosmos, it's very interesting to me how some cosmos were fine and then others were just like, so here's a cosmos right here, right? And then here's this cosmos right there that totally got hit with it. Now, a cosmos is an annual, it's going to be pulled. So, yeah, my friends, I have a lot to do today. The next couple of days, I'm not going to kid myself that it's going to happen today, and hoping that we don't get a huge wind that will come along, and which we've been having this week, that ended up blowing, and they're still coming down as we talk, most of the leaves off of that ash tree, but this tree is next. So I'm going to set up the camera. You can see Ed and I at play. I'm going to call it play. Oh, look at Abby just laying in the leaves. What a sweet girl. So we have 2 dogs. I mean, I've shared this many times, not me. I have shared it many times before. We have Luna and we have Abby. Hey, Ab. And they seem to love the leaves. Yeah, so here we go. Let's clean it up. And so the raking of the leaves begins. Well, it's been going on for a little bit, but I wanted to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. We so appreciate it at Luna and Abby, to grow our channel and get just these words out there a little bit farther. Speaking of getting things a little farther, one of the things for us with leaves that has changed over the years, no plastic bags. Oh, no, no, no. All of our leaves get composted, and I'll show you at some point in the video how we do that. But we're lucky enough to have compost pickup because we have so much that we couldn't do it ourselves. But you see here that Ed is just vacuuming it up, and it crunches the leaves down, allowing us to get much more into our bins. He likes to play with the girls as he does it as well. But that really compacts it down because we have so many leaves, and I'm sure those of you out there that have a lot of trees on your property know what I'm talking about. Some leaves can stay down, but others just to keep it up. But he will walk through the garden area and help clean up some of this as the trees dump them down. Moving from there, here am I starting on the beds. And one of the things that I like most about having beds is you take them one at a time. And it wasn't until I actually started getting into it that I realized how much work was ahead of me. I always think, oh yeah, let's just go put the garden to bed. But I have a very large garden. If you have just a couple of beds, it's not going to take you the time. But I realize now, as I started to get into this, it's probably going to take me a week or 2. So we're going to do this in several. I'm going to make this part 1, and we'll have a part 2 because there's no way that I can get this done in one fell swoop. I like to forage as I do it, and I also like to remember my garden and the joy that it's brought me all summer and spring, even into the fall. And so if I rush through all this, I can't get that done. So keep that in mind as you do your fall, especially if the weather has been fantastic. Some years it's freezing cold, so I'm doing everything I can to rush through it to get into the warmth. But it's been beautiful, and look at what I got to forage here, these beautiful flowers. Well, my friends, a couple of days have actually come and gone since I started this video, and I came to the conclusion that I can't, again, get this all done as quickly as I thought. I thought I would come out here with you at the sunrise this morning, start of a new day, and Abby and Luna are already out playing. This bed turned out to be quite a challenge, as challenges happen in our lives, right? And I really, when I put the garden to bed, I like to make sure that I've done everything I can to get it ready. Just like we're getting ready for a day, I'm getting this garden ready for spring. And so there was a lot, years ago, I got this little shamrock. I can't even see if I see any right here right now because I was so busy pulling them out yesterday. This little shamrock plant that I thought, actually here, they're over here in the herb bed, which I have to get to. But you know, it was sweet, it was nice, and it has taken over in my garden so much, and it was really, I have not cleaned it out of this bed, which I spent a lot of time doing. So my recommendation is, you're doing the garden cleanup, to really make sure that it's ready. Now, the last thing I have to do, which I'll do today, as I'm going to go after this bed today, I'll do a part 2 of this to show you everything done. The tree is definitely dumping the leaves. Everything can't be perfect. I guess that's the thing, the message I want to share. We can take in the beauty of what we have, the time we have, the challenges that we have in front of us, because this bed was a challenge. I've left a few of the rudbeckias up just because they still had some lovely flowers. They will get cut back, and so will the heuchera that's left. Actually left some of these guys too. And yeah, and the fairy is looking over it all. So take the time. Look at even the clouds over this way are just lovely this morning. Take the time to enjoy the process. I'll bring you part 2. I also, following this video, I meant to get it done last week, but you know, time. We also had a big sewer thing that happened. It's been a wild time, but they'll be following this video. There will be a little 4-minute meditation video on the dahlias that we saw when we were up in Canada, and so I will share that next. But in the meantime, remember, my friends, to plant often, even if it's just planting compost and things like that in your world, and to do it always, always with love. Until next time, take really good care. Okay, one more thing I almost forgot. I wanted to show you the compost bins that we use. We come back here a little bit. And they are full up. And Ed, the shovel, is here, and he packs them down. And let me come around. You can see it a little bit better. But there's a lot. There's a lot that's already in there for this week. And yeah, it's a lot. They're going to be pretty heavy to take up to the road, but we will get them tomorrow morning as compost day, and then we'll begin all over again, right, Lou? All right, that's it from now.